like jump in. If there's anything that springs to your mind, anything relevant, anything that I say makes you think of something, yeah, jump in. Yeah, so I'll speak a little bit about the origins of RIPS and why RIPS began. And it really began out of a love and care for every single being on the planet. And it has actually bloomed into something so beautiful that the idea that I once had has now become a dream that I just want to build and build and build upon. And there are so many things that we can do to improve what we can do at RIPS. There are so many ways to help us. So I'm going to speak a little bit about, I don't think I can do this without mentioning my mother, who Dolly knows very well, as you can tell. She's an absolute legend, and again, along with so many other people, really put the whole lives on the line, you know, ready to go to prison and sacrifice everything that they know, all the freedoms that she has. And when I was witnessing her doing all these, you know, acts of love, I'm going to be honest, there's a lot behind love, which is the fierce protection of my babies. I have 3 beautiful, beautiful children, and hearing facts like 200,000 children being displaced every single day directly due to climate change, that is a horror that no mother should ever fear. We want our children to grow up and have peaceful, safe, happy lives, right? 200,000 children every day. If you look around, you know how many children, how many beautiful young children are having fun roaming free here today. It's been so beautiful to see. What a wonderful place. And this is what we want for our children. And even if you don't have children, just like Sam, his nephew Alex, who has written the book, brilliant book about, you know, it's all out of love. It's love for our next generations who are going to inherit this earth that we are bruising and beating until it is too sore to hold us anymore. We really need to club together right now, and it's not just for violence that is going on against our brothers and sisters in the world due to climate change, but we ended up progressing to supporting people who are trying to prevent the genocide that is happening right now. So it started with letter writing, and honestly, although people may introduce me as a founder, I really honestly do not believe that RIPS would be anywhere right now without every single solitary person involved, and I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. There are so many people within this movement. RIPS isn't an organisation. We aren't an organisation, we literally aren't. We are a community of people who love and care so deeply. And we really need people right now who cannot do the actions, because the people who are doing actions are being silenced, they are being isolated, and they're being taken away from their support groups. So please, please don't think, like I once did, that there's nothing I can do. When you see things going wrong and you have that feeling deep inside you, in your heart, in your belly, in your body, in your mind, that this is wrong and we need to do something about it, there is something you can do. If you've got children, no matter where you are, there are so many things. I'm going to speak about a few of the roles that we do. So I mentioned letter writers. Anyone can write a letter, you can send in some artwork. These people are suffering so badly, not just in prison, but post-prison too. The atrocities and some of we are fighting every day for basic human rights. Basic human rights like medical necessities, food, everything on a daily basis. All the prison policies are constantly being ignored, and people are being subjected to dehumanization. And
when you were talking about that, it was making me think about people that have been kidnapped on ships. So it's not just this country and the prison system here. Like our friends, like my friend Hannah was kidnapped in international waters by Israeli military who took her and tortured her, and she was deported. and she went back again, and yeah, she was taken again in international water by fucking international forces who like, yeah, just kind of abused and like shot people. Yeah, sorry.
No, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Now, I just want to say, make it clear what RIPS do. We're a very small group who look after any non-violent direct action activist, and we make sure they've got legal support, we make sure they've got financial support, we provide buddies, because buddies are like a gateway for the person in prison, as you well know, and I said we provide money, and we provide people a means for people to write to prisoners, and prisoners find it so valuable receiving the letters, the cards, and what other thing do we do? Oh yeah, should they, for example, not receive their rights, and they have rights, and should they not receive their rights, then their buddy or someone will tell us, and we then go into action. So we will phone the prison, whichever prison. We will also try to get people together to do a call out. So people will call as many people, and that has worked. There are many inequities. One good thing though, at the moment it's just been brought in, every prisoner is allowed to have a vegan diet now. It's recognised as a right. Only now. Before I always thought it was a right, but it's actually not. It's only now being recognised that they can have, that's one small thing that they were denied. I mean, some prisoners would get, if they were vegan, a bun with a piece of lettuce in it. And it's a form of torture, and I'm sure that happened to you. Yeah.
That happened to me at my last family Christmas.
Oh,
right. I don't go there anymore.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll hand back to Alice. What do you want to...
Yeah, the way I was going with that was actually I really wanted to mention Umacalid. And that's where I was leading with the treatment of the dehumanisation. So, for example, some of the medical negligence is Uma is having to crawl around a prison and to get his medication, because they are not providing him with adequate medical assistance, which is obviously so serious. So part of what we do is arranging, as Felicity said, these phone calls in. So please look that up and do whatever you can to help Uma. I really need to put that out there.
Uma has muscular dystrophy, so is helpless and is lying on the floor of his cell a lot of the time. And there is a campaign at the moment. He's one of the Palestine Action. I don't know if you've heard of the Filton 24. Yeah. So we've got horrendous things that are in the pipeline now. Because I don't know if you know that 6 of the Filton 24 were tried, found not guilty of the most serious offence, taken back to court under this horrendous judge, and 4 of them were found guilty, 2 were found innocent, not guilty, even though they all agreed to the same actions. These are much minor offences. So the jury would have thought, oh well, they're not going to get very much. Exactly. But now this judge is going to try sentence them on June the 12th on the grounds of terrorism. Which is completely mad. So they could spend 10 years in prison and for their whole life have to be monitored. Yes, thank you. If you can.
Friday.
Yes, exactly. If you can. There is a lot going on, and they are trying to take away our rights with all these laws. And you thought Labour coming in, well, they'll reverse the 2 horrendous Tory laws, the Public Order Act and the Police and Crime Act, and they were horrendous. That's what curtailed public.
But they said that in opposition.
Yeah, they said they were going to do it. They said they were going to do it.
This is against people's
And they've made it worse.
They went 180.
They went one, and they've introduced another law.
Double down.
Double down. Yes.
I helped start the police crime sentencing bill, and I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry, but it was when we shut down Rupert Murdoch's Pennyworth.
Good for you.
And the
Good for you.
newspapers were, and Rupert Murdoch was really cross. So he phoned up the Prime Minister, who phoned up Britain Patel. Oh, no, I can't.
was I talking about? Oh yeah, the police crime sentencing bill came into play in 2020, sometime around the end of... Okay, it started around 2020. But basically what happened, like me and some of my friends went and shut down Rupert Murdoch. And it was like one of the best things I've ever done, because like there's a lot of direct action you can take, but if you know that you could actually, in this moment, actually piss off a billionaire, and maybe potentially get him to have like bad dreams about you that might eventually make him change his ways. I don't know. It makes me fucking hot. So we went down there and we shut him down, and it was great. But what happened afterwards was really interesting, because over the next few weeks, Rupert Murdoch met with the Prime Minister and Priti Patel. By the time we got out of our cells, like 24 hours later, there was like talk of relabeling us an organised criminal gang, which I thought was pretty cool. And by the time I got our custody, the Art Factory had already made some organised criminalised patches that we could all wear, because it's cool to be an organised criminal gang. Oh shit, I'm on a tangent. I've got ADHD, I'm getting diagnosed soon. But that's where the police crime bill started from, and oppression has got gradually more and more oppressive, and everything that's ever been done over the last few years that's been slightly effective, they've just made a new law to stop you being able to do that. So it's an interesting time. I'll pass you back.
Yes. Go Dolly, woo! Yeah, so I guess, yeah, I'm not up here with all the answers, and that brings me to actually quite an important question, like what do you do when you're trying to act out of this love, and you're trying to, you see something wrong and you're trying to tell the authorities, like, what do you do when they try and silence you and they use these tactics against you? Like, that is a big question, isn't it? I don't know if does anyone have the answer?
But that's power.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the whole point is to shut it down, especially at the moment, Palestine. That's exactly why they're enacting all this, to stop us, because there's a dissonance between the people of all the West and their governments and the establishment, and they're supporters of this racist, genocidal regime. They're Zionists, and that's what they are. They're not Jews, they're Zionists. I mean, who happen to be also Jews, but then you've got more Christian Zionists as well. So the whole point is there's an ideology. And I do think that we will see the end of Israel as this ethno-state. And I'd like to see a democratic state. But in the meantime, we've got to fight all these forces. And the forces we have at home are trying to silence us. And this is why they're doing this to the Filton 24. Who else? We've got various groups now in prison who all they're doing is standing up and saying what you're doing is wrong. So yeah, we have to stand together, and we have to stand together as a community. Everybody, I always say anybody left of centre we have to stand together. If we don't stand together, then they beat us. And can I say that also we're here to talk about CASP, Climate Action Support Pathway. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah.
With the Filton 24, we've seen how dangerous it can be. When they went on hunger strike, they were willing to even allow people to die, push them to the point of death. And the police have been for a very long time killing people in custody. There's a group called United Friends and Family Campaign, and let me just check that. Yeah, United Families and Friends Campaign, the UFFC. And I do encourage you all to look them up and support them and get them on board with what you're doing as well. Because for a long time they have been counting the number of deaths, and they've been fighting for justice for those number of deaths, thousands of deaths in custody. And with the 2024 we saw that they are willing to allow our rebels, our peaceful activists to be brutalized by the police and to be pushed to death if necessary. And and the same people who are doing this to people over here are supporting the Zionists and their brutality of the Palestinian people and the flotilla people who've been going, as you said, your friend as well has been kidnapped there, and the number of the people who've been taken in from the flotilla by Israel, who've been raped, who've had their bones broken, who've been starved, who've been violently abused, is something that we all really need to know about and support those people just as much as the people that we're supporting over here, because in the end we are all one, we're all Palestinian. So.
I'm just going to speak a little bit about a part of CAS, and that is the police station support and court support.
Thank you.
Yeah. Police station support, we always need people to help, and that can be all around the country. I do court support coordination, so we send people volunteer to go and support people on trial. And I can't tell you how useful and how helpful and how grateful they are to have that support. So, and we've got many trials going on at the moment. So if anybody's in any part of the country where there are trials going on, and there are quite a number of places, if you'd like to volunteer for police station support or court support. And you know, we've got Lift the Ban as well. You know Lift the Ban? Yeah. So have you heard of Lift the Ban? You know where I don't know if you know that, well, you must know, we've had 2,700 activists charged for holding a placard. Yeah. So and their trials will be coming. You never know, they might not come up. Depends on what the appeal court says, because you know, Palestine actually was found to be, they should not have prescribed it. And so it's been, in theory, de-prescribed, but the government have appealed, and their court hearing, I think, is the end of this month. Yeah, or June, something like that. Yes, exactly. So, I mean, it all depends on that sentence. If they find against the government,
If they find them guilty of terrorism,
Exactly.
then they can say that Palestine
absolutely right. But I think the judges, I don't see how they can. I don't know how they can legitimately do that. Overturn what was given by.
They are illegitimate.
They are. They are. I know.
We have to stop them.
Yeah, we have to stop them. So it's very important.
They are the terrorists.
They are the terrorists.
That's what we always do the reverse game. If you get ruled by crooks, you have to be worried about your.
Yeah, so speaking about all these issues, I guess I feel like we're constantly putting plasters on something that is just cut so deep. You know, these are systemic problems that we are doing our best, you know, and there's so much more we want to do. But I'll go back to what we do at RIPS as well, because we went on so many tangents there. What a wonderful adventure that was. So, yeah, lovely little tangents. So yeah, we're up to buddies. We're up to buddies. So we provide financial support, so people have to send money into people in prison, and the majority of that you can use it for extra food, or you can use it on phone calls, which are really expensive. So we try and pay for those to try and keep people connected, because prison really tries to isolate people, which we pay for our buddies to manage email accounts, so because emails cost money to send to prison. So we try and provide that as well.
We don't pay our buddies. We don't pay our buddies.
No, we reimburse them for sending to the prisoners. Yeah.
Anything the buddy sends gets more or less immediately reimbursed, because we know that some people it's very difficult. We're asking them to send £50 a week. That's hardship for a lot of people. So, well, most people. So we make sure we reimburse. We're a small tight organisation, but we look after the buddies as well as the.
Yes, that's right. And we try and help support the loved ones as well, don't we, and the family and friends, and make sure we pay for visits for people to visit. We do emotional and psychological support as well with the help of Climate Psychology Alliance, the Trained Emotional Support Network and Resilience to Resist. So we hold listening circles and emotional debriefs.
Oh, preparing for prison. We hold. Did you go on a preparing for prison? Yeah. So we do preparing for prison, literally preparing people for what they will face in prison. Yeah, and the other thing we do, what other thing do we do? Preparing for prison, post-prison support for 3 months. We make sure we support them. And now what a good idea. Now we have somebody who actually was in there.
Yeah, the first time I knew about Rebels in Prison was, ironically, when I was in prison. So I didn't have the preparation the first time, but an absolute wonderful friend of mine, Claire, who's absolutely amazing. So Claire and Paul, so Claire, which Kookaburra on there. Kookaburra, yeah. She's my buddy. So Kookaburra, so her and her husband Paul, who are absolutely amazing. They were like, I don't know how old they were, they're in the 60s I'd say, yeah. And they go hiking around the Peak District and stuff, and when the actions were happening in the oil terminals, they were clambering over these really high barbed wire fences with lots of other people, loads of people climbing. They are absolutely wonderful people. So I got to know Claire and Paul during the first wave of actions, which was absolutely beautiful. And then when I was in prison, when I was doing the tunnelling stuff, you don't really prepare for it, you just like, I'm doing this, and not really thinking, I hope people have sorted it out. But when I did go, well, I got a phone call from my dad, was in the tunnel, and he said, I said, Dad, can you, well, I phoned him, I said, Dad, can you tell Mum? Because she needs to know I'm in a tunnel. And he goes, no, just worry her. I said, well, tell her in case she finds out, like in the Daily Mail or something. The very next day, double page spread, just off oil, picture of me. So my mum found out the day before, which is good. That's good. But when I was in there, Rebels in Prison, I met Claire, and Claire was like my buddy. So the prison buddy looks after you. They look after you. Once I was in there, they're sorting out all the things you can't do, because when you're in prison you can't do loads of things, and you have someone that's basically in between the outside and where you are, and they support you and they do all these things. So you have that contact with that one person. You might go to prison, you might only be able to have contact with one person, make them a phone call. You have that person, they can organise everything and make things great, and then they get people to send letters in. So the first time I was in prison for 8 days, wasn't expecting to get bailed, because Marcus and Morgan were in prison for like indefinitely and remanded, so I was expecting that. So I was preparing to be in prison for a long time. Luckily I wasn't, but I got lots of letters I got, and beautiful like drawings and scribbles and photographs. They were amazing. I got some from people I knew really well, or people I've just met, and that was wonderful. But one of the most beautiful things was like getting letters of support from people you don't even know. So it's that first point of contact where you're getting this letter, someone you feel like, you know what you're doing is right, but it's just like you end up in a prison cell, you feel trapped, you feel like you've done all this and now suddenly you're in this place, you can feel alone. When you have letters come through, when you have beautiful drawings and stories and things of hope, and people just saying thank you. You don't have to be the best writer, you don't have to be the best whatever, you just have to show your appreciation. And when that came through, that was wonderful. And obviously I had correspondence with Alice, and that's the first time I knew Alice, and it's wonderful. And to be here like now, like over 2 years later, and meet Alice for the first time, it's just absolutely, yeah, it's absolutely amazing. And she took her time getting here. I'm looking forward to seeing her about 3 days ago. So it's absolutely wonderful that Alice is here, and Felicity, to meet you guys. And what you do is, as I say, it is so vital, so important. People are scared of doing actions, they're scared of the new bills and the heavier prison sentences, and they're being charged with terrorism and all of this. So people can't always trust the campaigns they're in. They can't trust the campaign won't just use you. I'm not saying about campaigns I've been with, but you can't trust the actual individual campaign to do the right support afterwards. But you can trust CASP, so I know you can trust Rebels in Prison. RIPS. So they are, yeah, they are amazing, and I'm just so happy to be here. And if you want to support them, go on their website, give them some money, because they need the money. If you want to support them and get a good fun book, buy my book. All the profits in the book will go to Rebels in Prison this year. So thank you very much.
I didn't know you had made members yet.
No, it's fine.
other thing we've done, and we've done 2 of these, are what we call a prison break. So our ex-prisoners, we go to, it's a really lovely part, the Fold, near Malvern. I don't know if you know Malvern. Yeah, so, and it's really lovely, and we provide everything for them, and we kind of work together and talk together, and we've done 2 of those. So they've enjoyed that. Yeah, so we need funding, that's the thing. We need continued funding.
Yeah, or just help in any way, really, isn't it? Like, we want to really welcome anyone into this RIPS community. As I say, it's really a community of so many beautiful people, and it's really, yeah, really a wonderful, wonderful place to be. And thank you so much, Mary Ellen, for having us here.
Oh, you're so welcome, and thank you for going through every effort that you had to get here.
It only took me 4 days to get here. Come on.
Yeah, it's like a marathon effort. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alice. Thank you, Felicity. Thank you, Sam. Where's Dolly gone? Thank you, Dolly. Yeah. So thank you, all of you, for doing what you do and for keeping on. And thank you, Alice and Felicity, for not giving up on getting here. It took you 4 days, and that's that's quite incredible. Thank you so much. Tomorrow, Alice and Felicity are going to repeat a little bit more about RIPS briefly, and hopefully Sam will give us a bit more reading from his book as well. Yeah? I've got you down for, hang on one second,